Excuse me. What's up, Bubbles? I'm back at y'all again with another one. I know everybody's Sunday. Everybody watching football. You know, rah-rah, sis, boom, bah, all that. But just take a second out. I got some more good information for you. This is one on my personal journey that I got. And it's been a work in progress. And that's something you should let somebody know. You know, like when they look for the best in you, and this is that and the third, you gotta let the person know, hey man, I'm a work in progress. I ain't where I need to be at right now, but I'm on my way there. As long as you taking the steps to do what you need to do. And we all gonna be that. We all, I don't care how old you is, how young you is, we all a work in progress. Like I said, every day we making our little steps to get to where we need to go. And that's fine, man. You know, you ain't gonna take one big leap and get to where you need to go. You gonna take a little steps. So that's you working at your process to get to where you need to go. So we're gonna start it off with figuring out what we're talking about, which is the word, work in progress. What is work? Work is an activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. So that's what it is. It is an activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. So that's what you're working at. That's why you say I'm a work in progress. That means that you're putting that effort in to get to where you need to go. And the small baby steps, sometimes it's leaps and bounds, depending on the person, is a little bit different. Okay, what is progress? Progress is forward or ongoing movement towards a destination. Again, progress is forward or ongoing movement towards a destination. So now you're working at something, but you want to be working at something and not know which direction you're going, you know, because you're all over the place with it. So your progress should be in a headline direction. You know exactly where I'm going, where I'm aiming this. Whether I want to be an accountant, or I want to be a zoologist, or I want to be a better parent, or I want to get closer to my God. Like when you are working progress on what you're working on, you want to know your direction of what you're doing. All right, so we all, like I said, we all are work in progress. Except from where I was to where I am, leaps and bounds. Now the first thing about being, for me, keep this on I terms. The first thing about being a work in progress, for me, the essential key to it all is the truth. The truth is an essential formula for producing a good outcome. Let me say this again. Truth is an essential formula for producing a good outcome. And I'm going to tell you why the truth is. Because if you're sitting here telling yourself a lie about anything that you're doing and how you're doing it, or saying that ain't me, then it's not going to work. All your efforts are going to go in vain because you're going to be lacking on stuff. And that's a guarantee. Ask me how I know, because I've done it. Don't lie to yourself about what you need to fix and do. So one of the first things we're going to do, you know, when we start breaking this ground up, just like you see a work site. You see a work site and they got it all roped off and isolated, and they got the ground all broke up because they're ready to do so. Now, this is how you breaking up the ground. This is how we break up the ground. We're going to figure out, you know, what our values are, our abilities are, and our skills. So we're going to put our values, our abilities, and our skills in one group. Bam. This is what I know about myself. This is us breaking the ground up. This is what I know about myself. Then another category, you're going to have the stuff that you don't admit to, but you know that's about you, or maybe your not so much strong points. This is what I'm not strong at. Okay, so now we got the ground broke up because we know what we strong at and our values, our abilities, and our skills. And then we find out what we lacking in the areas, whether it's financial, spiritual, attitude wise, whatever the case may be. You know, so now you got that broke up. So you starting to understand, you know, where I need to go. Now for me, just like a job site, after I found out what was going on for me, see, when you're a work in progress, it's just like a job site. You got to be separated and isolated from everything else. I'm going to tell you why you got to separate and isolate yourself from everything else. So you isolate yourself off, it's going to protect yourself against disturbances and chaos. You know what I'm saying? You're going to separate yourself from everything else so you can hear yourself think. You can hear yourself know what you need to do. All right? Because, like I said, in a lot of terms, when you're going through what you're going through, how you're going through it, there's a lot of stuff that plays out in your mind. So you kind of got to step back from everything else and figure out what's going on. Now, once you separate it, now we done broke up the ground. Now we done roped it off. We got this whole situation roped off, so can't nobody interfere with it. Now we're gonna start working on the ground. Now when we start working on the ground, what we're gonna do, just like a job site, we're gonna get ourselves, and in most cases, a lot of people don't work, we're gonna start getting people, places and things around us to help us fix it. See, because you can't send a cooker to a construction site and expect them to fix that ground or fix that pipe, and you can't send a plumber to the kitchen to cook, you know, food, because it's not gonna work. So you need the essential tools for to be able to help you be that work in progress. You need to place yourself around people, places, and things that's gonna help you move in that direction. Maybe mentors, a little guidance here, this, that, and the third. But you gotta be, how can I say this? You gotta find the right people. Because there's certain people for certain seasons and for certain things that go on when they do go on, if that makes any sense to you. You know, like perfect example. If I want to learn something from my marriage, there's no need for me to go to a single guy. Not at all. What I'm gonna ask a dude that ain't married, what should I do about my marriage? It's not gonna work. You see what I'm saying? So if I was gonna go to talk to somebody about a marriage or what I got going on in my marriage, I would talk to somebody that's married. So these are the people that I would bring into my job site with my work in progress, with my marriage. I would talk to some people that seem like they have a pretty decent knowledge and understanding of their marriage, and their marriage exemplifies something that I like. So now we putting our workers up in there. So now we done broke the ground up. We done isolated ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we can't have no disturbances, outside forces, this and the third. Now we're gonna start bringing the workers in, along with ourselves. But see, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna be assured of ourselves of what we wanna do, but we're gonna be open to ideas. And that is called being radically open-minded. It's the capacity to hear, to challenge, but still be able to accept opinion. It's like you're gonna be able to dissect what you hear and use the best parts of it, and the stuff that you don't need, you throw away. That's all. Like I say, you gotta find good people for the purpose. Because, like I said, if you wanna be successful in working towards your progress, it's 5 things. And these things I quoted right here. I quoted by this guy. His name is Ray. I cannot pronounce his last name, but I'm going to spell it. It's Ray, D-A-L-I-O. He's a very intelligent man. You can Google him. He got a lot of success in the things that he does. And he says that I'm listening to him, like I said, but some things I do agree with, some things I don't. But the things that I need, to keep my progress in my work, I take that. He said for success, you gotta have goals. You gotta figure out what your goals are. Like I said, figure out what your goals are, what you want to do with them. Then you gotta figure out the problem within what you're doing, why you're not getting your goals done. Or the lessons, which I would say. The lessons and why you're not getting your goals done. You would diagnose it. Diagnose what you need to rethink what you need to do. Then you will come up with a plan for how you're going to do it. And the last thing to do is just execute it. It's simple math. Things that we already know. Like I said. So, anybody give you a problem, tell you what's going on, and because see, this is what's going to happen. As you start making your steps while you're a work in progress, a lot of people will tell you, you ain't going to change. They're going to doubt you. They're not going to believe you. And that's fine. And that's why you got to isolate yourself off. You can't have a situation where you're trying to do the best for yourself. And every time you turn around, you got somebody in your ear trying to remind you of your past or anything negative about you that's going to hinder you from making your success a reality. You can't have that around you. It's not going to work, man. And if they can't understand it, then oh well with them. One thing I can say, all of my homeboys, and I love them to death, they're some of the best friends in the world. Because when I had to isolate myself from everybody, they understood it was not a lack of love that I had for them. They understood it wasn't a lack of love that I didn't have for them. It just like they understood, well, Bubba needed to take his time out to do what Bubba need to do for Bubba. And if you run anybody that can't understand that, you might as well go ahead and get from around them. And that's my honest opinion on the situation. So let's reiterate this again, spinning the ground again. So we all a work in progress. That's the way that God made us, or our higher power, whoever yours may be. We're going to be a work in progress till the day that we die. But we're going to keep on working at what we're working at on a daily basis. And it's going to be slow, methodical steps. Sometimes it's going to take leaps and bounds. Let me check my paper to make sure that I ain't forget nothing. Yeah, and it's going to be a process. A process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. Like I said, and your process is different for everybody. Everybody's process is different because it depends on what you're doing and what you into and what you need. So first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to figure out what we need about ourselves, good and bad. Then we're going to start breaking that ground up. Then after that, we're going to isolate ourselves off so we won't be disturbed by nobody, no one, no haters, none of that with what we're doing. Then we're going to bring in the right workers for the job that surround ourselves with the best people, places, and things that we need to do. Then we're just going to start executing. Because, see, it's steps. It's not a leap in the bound. It's step. Because you're going to have these situations, I can tell you. You're going to be 3 months, 2 days, and 17 hours in what you're doing. And this is what somebody's going to say. Hey, you remember 3 months ago when you was blah. Man, get from around me, man. Get from around me. See, because your words are negative, you finna hinder what I'm doing. So I ain't even gonna tell you to do that. Cause see, a person like you, I'd rather keep you just where you are. See, cause you're not needed in certain instances. You're not needed. That type of negativity flows nowhere, man. You know. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna try to keep a little balance in what we're doing. I always think that balance is good because see, sometimes I'm too hard on myself about certain things that I probably shouldn't be that hard on myself about. And then I'm not hard enough on myself about others. That's part of my work in progress. Some of these things that I'm so hard on myself about that I have no control over, I gotta get over that. Because it ain't gonna help my progress. And the things that I'm not hard enough on myself about, I need to pick my boots up, pull my straps on, and I need to go a little bit harder at that. So that's what it is. I want to tell everybody I thank you because last time, my last video was the first video other than a rap that I actually had over 100 views on it. So everybody that viewed it, thank you. Again, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Right now, YouTube is my only tool that I have. So if you see it and you like it and you want to share it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, I don't care. Please share it if it'll help somebody else. But other than that, man, like I said, if I call you Bubba, what's up, Bubba? Y'all know that I love you. And we're going to keep on keeping this ship rolling. You know, today was one of those days I really ain't feel like doing a lot. But I figured, what the hey, let's get to it. So, let's see if there's anything that I'm missing. I don't think there's none that I'm missing. I know it was a lot. You may have to replay it a couple of times. But just remember, we all are work in progress. And if you see somebody that you see that's a work in progress, leave them alone. And if you're gonna give them some words, don't tell them what to do. Advise them. Be a help, not a hindrance. I want to give a shout out to everybody, to my Foreshore family, in Q's World, Golden Gates Entertainment, my boy, I see you, and everybody else. So I figure I did everything I had on this sheet right here. I think I done hit everything that I needed to on here. Yep. So we good. We good for today. We gonna use some more of this. Until the next time, Bubba. See you, man. You know, if I call you Bubba, you know I love you. I see y'all next time.